Today is March 6th, and today's quote is called "The Real Problem." Your problems are not the real problem, your excuses are the real problem. So we all make excuses, and sometimes we make excuses because we just think that's a reality. Things are the way they are. We can't make them any better. Sometimes we make excuses simply because we don't know how to make them better, and sometimes we make excuses because we don't want to confront the reality that we are making excuses and we're blaming someone or something for our own situation. Now, if you've read Bhagavatam, if you've read letters from Prabhupada, you know that Prabhupada says devotional service is causeless, it's unmotivated, it's uninterrupted. By that, he means that no material condition can impede your bhakti. That if you want to be Krishna conscious, somehow or other, you will find a way to do it, that you can't blame it on anyone but yourself. One time, Prabhupada was asked, what's the biggest obstacle to bhakti? And Prabhupada said, you're the biggest obstacle. So when we acknowledge our contribution to the difficulties we're having or to our lack of success, then we stop making excuses. And the good thing about not making excuses is you have to think about solutions. So here's a very good exercise. Think of something that you'd like to achieve, a goal you haven't reached, and for which you have an excuse. This is why I'm not achieving it. And you have to acknowledge that you're just making an excuse. So now imagine if you couldn't use that excuse. Well, my excuse for not achieving this is I'm not good at this, or I don't have the time, I'm not smart enough, I don't have the natural ability, I don't have enough help, I don't have enough knowledge, whatever it might be. And now imagine you can't use that excuse, whatever that excuse or excuses were. We take them away from you, and we say, now you can't use those excuses, so what would you do? That's a great exercise. Because you realize that if you don't have those excuses, you would have to act differently. And you could not put the blame on A, B, and C. Not being able to put the blame on A, B, and C means you'd have to come up with a new strategy. So try that. You'll find it very powerful. Another thought is that excuses are arguments for our failure. I would have done this, but now you're giving a reason for failing. And we shouldn't want reasons for failing. If we have reasons which we think are valid reasons for failing, obviously we're going to fail. Couldn't finish my rounds because, give a good reason. We think a good reason is equal to a commitment. Good reason is not a commitment. If you haven't done what you said you would do, you haven't done what you're supposed to do, you haven't reached your goals, and you have a good reason, you still haven't reached your goal. So then the reason becomes the excuse or becomes the argument for your failure. So that's a nice definition to meditate on. That excuse is an argument for your failure. And naturally, one would think, why would I want to argue for my failure? Why would I want to rationalize my failure? Especially if it's something that's really important to me. I wouldn't. But if you recognize that excuses are reasons for failing, and that the less excuses I have, the more I will be successful at whatever it is I'm attempting to be successful, because I don't have a way out, because excuses give me a way out. So thinking that I can't use those excuses, then asking myself what I would do, we get some new vision, a new strategy, how to achieve whatever it is we want to achieve. So that's a very good thing to ask yourself. What's holding me back, and if I couldn't use that excuse, what would I do now without it? Meditate on that, see what you come up with, and I'm sure it'll help you. And remember, excuses are arguments for your failure. You're either going to get results, or you're going to get excuses why you didn't get the results. And if these results are important for you, certainly you don't want excuses why you didn't get them, but you want results. Hare Krishna.